Hey everybody, welcome to the latest Pera Community Monthly. I'm just going to give it a second for people to hop on in. So get this going. All right, cool. So just give me a sec. I'm just going to post in some channels, let everybody know that we're live. We have a huge update this month, just because of we shipped Pera 7 earlier this week. It's one of the biggest updates that we've ever made for Pera Wallet. It's essentially a brand new app with a brand new code base. We've never done anything like this since we launched the wallet back in 2019. So 7 years later, probably the biggest update. But this update itself is really big for our velocity moving forward and being able to just be able to ship features faster, because previously we had it two ways where you had to we had a separate code base for React, and we had a separate code base. Sorry, we had a separate code base for Android. We had a separate code base for iOS. So every single time we wanted to ship a feature, we had to do it twice. And this caused us to have to just everything takes longer that way. So I'm going to give it another minute or two. I just posted on Discord that we're live. We'll be able to go that way. And then, once I get a few people in here, we'll start the slide deck and go. But there's a lot of new features. Even too, I'm playing with it and I'm discovering all these really cool things. Like, for example, one of the main complaints I had was switching from mainnet to testnet was always a bit of a pain. So now you have if you enable the developer settings, you can easily switch from testnet to mainnet, no issues. Just using the three drop downs that are up top on the bar. Full banner notifications are pretty cool. I could when you open the app, you'll see a new banner that comes up. So the more you play with it, the more you'll discover all the cool stuff that's involved with it. So like I said, I'm going to give it another minute for people to stolen in. Comments are open. I realized what I did wrong last time. So if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, start posting them in the chat and we can go from there. I see two people are in here. So let's get one. All right. So, if you've ever been on one of these, we have the highlights, what's new, and the open floor. Was shipped. So what was shipped in July was the Pera 7 beta. So we really wanted to make sure that when we shipped it, it was relatively clean. So we released the beta program for iOS and Android. Thank you if you were one of the people who participated in this. Really appreciated all the help. We identified a lot of issues and we were able to get them fixed before rollout. Still, nothing's perfect. It's just work in progress. Like I said earlier, it's a brand new app. So if you see anything, there's something that feels off, something feels different than what you originally had in the old code bases, just let us know. Like I said earlier too, it's a lot easier for us to push updates now. So you'll see we have an update coming later this week that's going to fix a ton of things that users reported over the last week or so. In addition to that, we released Pera Connect v1.6.0 with sign-in with Algorand and multi-network support. So this is big for some upcoming things that we have going on. So sign on with Algorand. It was ARC60, big feature request from the developer community. Finally got it into this app, and now we got into Pera Connect as well. So fully supported. Use Wallet v5. If you're using that, they just upgraded to support it as well. So everything is good. NFT collections now update automatically new mints. Some NFT communities that are constantly minted on the go. They were saying that their latest mints were not updating. We figured out what was the issue with this and fixed it. So now you'll see that your NFTs get sorted properly into their collections. They also launched a new educational content campaign. So this was more of something I was doing on the side. So all these banner graphics and stuff about things that the app has, things about the network. It's pretty cool. I have a bunch of content now that I can post daily and keep Pera in people's minds and hearts. So what's next? So Pera 7, we just released this week, so it's great. I don't have to keep anything a secret. Just download the app and you get to play with it. So it's the next major version of the Pera Wallet app. It's a ground up rebuild rather than an incremental update. So, like I said earlier, we originally had two different code bases, Swift for iOS, Kotlin for Android. Now they share a React Native code base, and it makes shipping so much faster because now we could have the whole team building on this one instead of having half the team building on one, half the team building on the other. So double the work, half the effort. It's just the way that makes sense. So it's built on Rocca wallet. So a lot of people, Rocca was introduced in the Algorand Foundation roadmap last year. It's actually a spinoff of the World Chess Program because that's being built in React Native. And they use the same things like DID, key management storage, things like that. So since we had this tool available to us, it allows us to align our efforts with the Algorand Foundation's efforts a lot more easily now. So, and it also gives a nice big purpose to Rocca wallet, because now we have, the flagship wallet on Algorand that's using Rocca wallet. And it also alleviates a lot of the confusion because a lot of people are like, why are you building Rocca wallet when Pera wallet exists? How many wallets are we going to have? Blah, blah, blah. But Rocca wallet was always meant to be a white label headless wallet solution. So it was never actually meant to be a competitor. So now it being nested into Pera wallet, it kind of allows people to understand that a lot better. And what's cool too is like any update to Rocca wallet, it's very easy for us to now implement it. So, for example, we have the consensus update that's going live right now for post-quantum accounts. So now once that hits Rocca, it's in Pera wallet. So the efforts are a lot more streamlined now from stuff that the foundation's doing, building it experimentally through Rocca, and us being able to ship it directly to the consumer through Pera wallet. So you'll see the benefits of this as time goes on. We have a new home experience. I know this is mixed for some of you, but the fact is about 95% of accounts, 95% of users only have 1 to 2 accounts. So this is a huge quality of life improvement for them because now they're able to, open up the wallet and it's their one account instead of having to see the portfolio and only have one account there and then have to click into their account. We are looking at some ways to, improve this a little bit for people who are heavy users, have a lot of wallets. I've been asking questions about like which behaviors you're looking to, replicate. Most of you like the idea of having all your account balances seen at once. So we're going to experiment with some ideas here in order to make that a little bit more prevalent on the account screen and make it better for you. For the people who are constantly switching through accounts, we have one feature that's going to be like a default account. So like, let's say if you have one main wallet and you're tired of like, you click a notification and it's like an NFT creator royalty, and then you go back into the app and it's on that wallet that you barely use it again. This will allow it to snap back to your default wallet. So we think that should help improve the experience, but bear with us. We are aware of this. We are looking at solutions and, with everything, we're able to ship improvements a lot faster. New security features. So ARC60 support. This is sign on with Algorand. So originally we had the arbitrary data signing, or some websites use the zero algo transaction using a nonce. ARC60 support is a little bit better because it creates guardrails around what people are signing through arbitrary data messages, and Ledger supports it as well. So you'll see just better overall continuity with this feature now. Freeze transactions, we weren't able to sign them in Pera in the past. So if you create an ASA with freeze, you weren't able to freeze it. Now you can. And then duress mode. So what we did is we have, a fake pin you could set. So if you're out at a crypto conference or something like that, somebody says, show me your wallet, you can enter your fake pin code and it'll show a fake amount in your wallet. We also have that shake to close function too. So like, let's say if you're out and about and you need to close the app real quick, just shake your phone and it'll close it. So that's pretty cool too. We also have like native staking and funding flows. So originally we used web views for this, but with React Native, luckily, those were originally built in React. So it's very easy for us to switch them over. So now these feel like a first-class citizen inside the app instead of, you would see like a quick flicker of it turning into the web view turning on and stuff like that. And in addition to that, we combined inbox and notifications into one. We do have an update coming this week too, that if you don't have any inbox, anything from asset inbox or multi-sig, It'll default directly to the notification tab. I know a few people have mentioned that as well. Okay, so just the main things you'll notice, we have the account-based home screen, hide chart option. A few people asked us if they could hide the chart. Now you can, just click the three dots. Or if you're in portfolio view, you'll see a accordion thing that says hide it. Shake to close, native funding and staking, the streamline inbox, just mentioned all those. Arc 6 support, free shows accessing, duress mode, it's rebuilt in React Native, just mentioned those. Balance impact on sign requests. So this is a big one, especially like this was something that I was really hoping that we'd get in. So when you are on a atomic transaction, for example, you sign it, it will tell you a breakdown of like what you're giving away and what you're getting. So this makes signing a lot easier instead of having to like parse through a bunch of transactions. Just give it a shot. Go onto TinyMan or go onto like an NFT website and test it out. You'll see the difference and how much better it is. Another big feature request that we've had for a very, very long time, USB ledger support on Android. Unfortunately, iOS does not support USB ledgers, so we weren't able to do it there. But if you own an Android device and you have like a Ledger Nano or a Ledger S, now you can use it. So sweet. Global wallet search. This is a cool one too. So we originally had a global search for NFTs only. So you click the NFT tab, and then you're able to search throughout all your wallets for NFTs. We expanded this functionality to be across your device. So if you go to either the three dots up top or the portfolio slider page, you'll see the search there. And like, let's say you type in USDC, you can see USDC and all your balances across all your wallets with like one easy search. So that's pretty cool. 3D NFT model support. This has been a feature request from people like Cosmic Champs. Shout out to Simon if you're watching. The ability to see the 3D object right inside Pera Wallet. This was previously unsupported, but now you can. So if you own any Cosmic Champs or any other object file NFTs, you can see them in 3D now. The wallet structure. So this one was something for people who have HD wallets. You can actually see the derivation schemes now. So if you have any HD wallets and you have a bunch of them, click the More button and you'll be able to see the breakdown. For Pera Fund, one of the friction points we saw was like, let's say if you're buying USDC directly to opt into USDC and Algo, we actually can cover that cost for you now. So that's pretty cool. And iPad support. This just kind of came baked in with switching to React Native. But if you have an iPad, the app is optimized for it. It's not just like a little janky part that was inside your iPad model that looked like a mobile screen fit inside there. Now it's actually fully supported for iPad. And smaller too. The React Native rebuilds cut the app size from about 103 megabytes down to 68 megabytes. So about 1/3 of the size smaller. So we know how much you value the size on your phone. So the Rocca Algorand Foundation story. I've seen this a bunch, being the product and marketing for both the foundation and Pera. Whatever happened to Rocca Wallet? Why was Rocca delayed? These are fair questions. You only saw the name behind it, not the plan. Plus, most of it lived on GitHub. I mean, who in retail is actually stalking GitHub and everything like that? So Rocca was always meant to be a white label framework, not a standalone customer project. It was never meant to ship on its own. With Pera 7, we built it on the core. So now baked in, we have key storage, the ID, passkeys. So for the old models, we had to build Liquid Auth from scratch. Now Liquid Auth is built directly into Pera 7 through Rocca, which is great. And then nothing was delayed. It was just shipped quietly, and Pera is one of the first products built on it. So some of the things that we have upcoming, we have the Pera backup and sync system. I know a lot of people have been asking about a replacement for Algorand Secure Backup. We had to remove this because of the HD wallet support we introduced last May. So this one's actually better because not only does it back up your stuff, it also syncs them. So let's say if you have two phones, if change you make on one, change you make on the other, it's cool. Also it also syncs your contacts, favorites, things like that. So way more is included with this than was included in Algorand Secure Backup. Paracar V2, we're working on this as well. Just working through our partner, getting everything settled, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and hopefully we can get this out to you soon. And if you're upgrading your nodes, upgrade now, because the faster you upgrade, the faster quantum accounts can come to Pera Wallet. We're really trying to kick this off as soon as possible, maintain the momentum that Algorand has with quantum, and be able to ship this directly to the consumer. And a few people asked me this on Twitter, but if you sign a transaction with a quantum wallet, it's a quantum transaction. So, the more quantum transactions we have on the network, the more we can say we're ahead of other networks. So once these come, switch over, start transacting with them. And also, due to Algorand's native rekey support, you can rekey your wallet to a quantum wallet. And now your wallet would be quantum secure without ever having to change the address. So that's a really nice way of utilizing the rekey functionality while keeping the convenience for the end user. All right, so I'm going to check to see if there's any comments or anything like that. I don't see anything in the YouTube chat. Let me check on Discord real quick. Nothing there. And let me check Twitter. Nope, nothing there either. So the comments are open. Just, if you want to type something, type it in. Let me know. I'll give you guys like another minute or two to ask anything. And if not, I'm going to close this down a little early. All right. Hope you guys have been enjoying the new app too. It's a lot more in your face as well. I don't know if you noticed, but like the buttons are bigger and stuff. Really focused on a lot of accessibility things. Being able to make the app super easy to use for somebody who's never used crypto before. So happy about that. And I mean, even too, like iOS, we had no crashes at all. Like for a release of this size, I have no crashes. That's like real props to the engineering team on that one. Like great work, guys. All right. I'm going to give it like 30 more seconds. If you have any comments, post them now or wait till next month. Nah, just kidding. You could always like ask me in Discord or ask me on Twitter or something like that. But yeah, and then if you've any like issues with the app, anything you miss, just let us know. Team's super responsive. Like this update coming later this week, all the complaints and all the tickets from this week, like we're basically settled. So what is present in Card V2? So the main thing is US support is the one, but we're also working on, so if you ever use the immersive card, you had to fund a smart contract and all funds were sent through that shared smart contract. So for this one, the way it works is you could do that way if you want, but we're also have a new way where you can sign a delegated logic signature, and it could spend directly from the USDC from your wallet as well. So it's more of an automatic funding mechanism rather than having to manually fund an escrow. So those are the two biggest feature improvements, I would say. Just more support for different countries, and then that automatic funding. Yeah, we're hoping to expand to like other countries like Canada, all the EEA, and then like some South America countries like Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, and 2 others, I believe. I think it was 5 Latin America countries. I have to refresh myself on that. But yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Like I said, always feel free to reach out, Twitter, Discord, whatever, even to my personal Twitter account. Always feel free. I'm like pretty responsive. So any questions, any comments, any concerns, just let me know.